One.
Welcome to Sports Ramble. My name is Joe Silik, and I'm joined by Big D Dennis Pond, who he was a special guest 2 times before, and now we brought him on full time as our key player, analyst, stats sheet guy, whatever you want to call him, the
And
Chew.
our
Thank you,
band,
boys.
our bandwagon aficionado.
Yeah, that too, of course. And the
Love
voice
him.
you just heard was our host, who does not have the best of voices right now, Corbin Rush.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna be having this mic up in my grill for the entire time. Sorry, guys, but hey, so today we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl, what's going on there, how that game played out. It was one of the best Super Bowls I've ever seen in my lifetime, in my opinion. It was unbelievable until the last minute and a half. I mean, it was seriously fantastic. 38-35, Chiefs win. Dennis owes me $10. I owe Joe $10. So basically Dennis owes Joe $10 and I come out clean. What a line, man. Well, I gotta say, we chose some lines on this one that were not great. So first things first, I'm gonna pass it on because I'm gonna cough. So Dennis, why don't you give us your breakdown real quick?
Breakdown. No, keep in mind this is going strictly off of what I remember. Dear God, bless you, brother.
good God.
Yeah, based off of what I remember, super entertaining. I'll say this. This is my biggest takeaway. If Hurts doesn't fumble, even if the Eagles lose, he still gets Super Bowl MVP.
I agree.
And I don't think it's like I think he's still like there. He still probably should have gotten it. Like objectively,
Yeah.
if he doesn't fumble, it's his regardless of the outcome of that game. So
Yeah.
that's my biggest takeaway. Halftime shows kind of eh. I mean, I love me some Riri, but
Yeah, we love Riri. She was pregnant. Kanye got, he's in some dungeon somewhere, so we don't know where Kanye's at. So, but we still love Riri. Dude, Kanye's been in hiding for like 3 months.
wait, what are you talking about with Kanye?
I thought he was originally supposed to be part of the halftime show with her.
I don't think so.
No, it was when they started playing all of the lights, and everyone expected Kanye to come down.
Yeah, I did. I was like, is it way too
maybe that's what
controversial
it was
for them to bring up Kanye right now? And
Maybe
people
that's
I
what it
was
was.
in the game with, they were like, yeah, they can't. They're not going to do that.
But no, you could tell Riri couldn't move like she usually does either. She was pregnant, but she still did her best.
No, still a phenomenal job by Riri.
No.
Absolutely.
One of the most beautiful women on the planet. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting off in the weeds now. But Dennis, I'm glad you brought that up because I think for the most part, Jalen Hurts did outplay Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, he definitely outplayed him.
Well, the thing is, Patrick Mahomes still had a 130 passer rating. Jalen Hurts had a 103 passer rating.
Yeah, because he only threw one touchdown.
Yeah, but
he threw for twice as many yards almost as Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, he threw for. I mean, I'm so sorry, guys. So the breakdown here for the stats are Jalen Hurts he had 27 to 38, 304 yards and a touchdown, no picks. To add to that, 15 carries, 70 yards, 3 touchdowns, broke the quarterback record for rushing and rushing touchdowns in this game.
And don't forget also the 2-point conversion.
One of the most gutsy, impressive 2-point conversions I've seen in the NFL. I mean, he willed himself in the end zone. And Patrick Mahomes, I mean, solid stat line, 21 to 27, 182 yards, 3 touchdowns. He didn't play great. I wouldn't say he played like a Patrick Mahomes game. And that 38 points is really deceiving about how good that Chiefs offense was. I didn't think they were very dynamic for large portions of that game. The punt return was huge, setting them up in field position. You had obviously the major turnover by Jalen Hurts. That's 7 points right there. I don't know, man. It wasn't like I wasn't watching it and I was like, man, Kansas City's offense is so good. It was more Philadelphia's defense is playing so bad right now. Like it was horrible for going in as one of the best defenses in the NFL too, like one of the top rated defenses.
We praised their run defense all season, really.
Yeah.
Or especially the second half of the season. We praised their run defense.
Yeah. When Jordan Davis was back.
They were letting up massive chunks of yardage to the run.
Yeah. And Pacheco runs hard. I mean, that guy's a dog.
He does.
He runs really hard, but I don't know, man. Jalen Hurts did some things for me in this game. Pause. But I will say that I'll save that for later because I want to get into that conversation about him a little bit more. But Joe, I kind of want to hear your breakdown. Then Chewy, we'll go to you too. So Joe, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go a little bit more broad scope than the players here. I said it was scripted, right? We all saw that script, 37-34.
It wasn't 37-34. It was 38-35.
It was close. Here's my I have a lot of takes on this right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna dive into it a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, Vegas or whatever sports book or wherever NFL guy, gods, whatever you want to call them, they said, let's leak this fake script, right? Get all the money on one side and get all our money back at the end of the season.
I mean, it worked.
The little flippity flop. Anyway, it was a great game. I loved watching that game. Like a thriller to the last minute and a half when the old Zebra team decided to, we haven't been part of this
on
game
their
much.
jerseys.
Yeah, and the jersey swap I'm sure happened in the locker room after the game. It just, they didn't call much at all. They did a great job of staying out of it, letting them play football, I thought, in my opinion. Maybe there's some missed calls early in the game, but I don't really hear any outcry from early in the game about missed calls on either side.
Yeah.
But then you have this mysterious holding call.
Tacky.
Very tic-tacky. And I don't agree with it. A lot of Eagles fans especially don't agree with it. And I've even heard Chiefs people be like, I ain't going to complain.
But that's also not the way they wanted to win, right? Like,
I don't think so. It shouldn't.
And it's easy for people to see that. Like,
yeah, everyone said they would have enjoyed the Chiefs win a lot more if it wasn't tainted. It feels like it's slightly tainted. I'm not saying discrediting the Chiefs at all. They played a hell of a game. Mahomes out there on his hurt ankle, which confused by that.
It didn't look hurt in the second half.
It really didn't look hurt.
No,
he had a half hour at halftime. Maybe that he got something.
Now Mahomes must have played soccer back in the day because they be having these terrible, like gruesome injuries, getting carted off the field, and then they hit him with that magic spray or whatever.
No, it's cortisone. They be putting them cortisone.
Is it that Brett Favre spray that he was selling in Mississippi?
Lord.
But that boy,
hey, we'll get a defamation lawsuit. You gotta be careful. Allegedly.
Professional actor Patrick Mahomes. He should be at the freaking the Oscars? Is that what they're calling it?
Yep.
For acting, is that the acting one?
No, I think Mahomes is really hurt, dude. They got some special stuff they throw back there.
The Tonys. Is it the Tony Awards? The Tonys?
I have no idea.
No, Patrick Mahomes is a baby. And he just tries to put on a show for the camera. Oh, look at my hurt leg. Look at my hurt leg, everyone. I'm going to hobble around. And then he's freaking fine. And then next time the camera cuts to him, hey, Patrick, the camera's on you again. Oh, shit, got stumbled.
Dude, they definitely perked him up at halftime. What are you talking about? That dude was off like a perk 70 by the time he got back out there.
Yeah, because did you see the video today of him walking to the bus after the game? Dude was borderline jogging. He was borderline jogging.
That's what I'm saying.
They either gave him the best cortisone shot known to man that the public doesn't have access to, or that man is one heck of an actor.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic actor. Like I said, he deserves a Tony Award.
Me and Dennis have strong disagreements on how we feel about Patrick Mahomes. But Chew, what's your breakdown? Let's hear what's your
So I'm gonna go a little broad scope on it. First off, I think for the NFL to have spent 2 years and $800,000 on that field to have players slipping consistently is a terrible look.
Yeah.
Players have also been complaining, rather consistently that they don't like turf. And that's what that was. Being in Philly, I think Philly played one heck of a first half game. You saw the score going into halftime that kept Mahomes off the field, and that was going to be the key for him if they could do it in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, not great. Kansas City held the Eagles to 0 sacks in the entire game. In the first half, I think Kansas City had 36 rushing yards. In the second half, they ran for 117.
Yeah.
I'll say this at the end of the game and during the interviews, I'll give the Eagles props for this one. Way to own up to your mistakes. Jalen Hurts said, I dropped it. Bradbury owned up to it. He said I held. But I agree with you guys. I think if you're not going to call it for, 90% of the game and then you're going to call it ticky-tack hold in the last minute and 30 seconds, that's a bad look.
Yeah. It was disappointing too because we had 65 pass attempts in that game. 64 of those pass attempts did not have a penalty called on them, but the one that mattered the most. But again, like you said, Chu, none of the Eagles blamed it on the refs. They all took it on the chin. I mean, there were a couple questionable plays too, like going
You know
on
what
the
that
refs.
tells me?
What did they?
Tells me a lot about freaking Sirianni
Yeah,
and the job he's doing there.
yeah. I think Sirianni's a little cocky, but I also tells me a lot about Jalen Hurts. So there's two
Yeah.
things I want to kind of get to. I want to hit on this real quick. There were a few calls that I didn't agree with. One went the Eagles' way, one didn't. The holding call, obviously, and then another one that didn't go the Eagles' way, the Devonta Smith catch. I think that was absolutely a catch. He had 2 steps down, in bounds, and at that point, it's a fumble out of bounds. I don't think it's not completion of the catch. And I absolutely think that they got away with one because I think the pass to Miles Sanders where he got hit in the backfield should have been a fumble. I think the NFL needs to kind of figure out what to do with that because the guy got 2. I mean, Miles Sanders took 2 steps with the football.
Well, my argument to that one is like, yes, in slow-mo, in like however many frames, whatever they slow it down to. Yeah, it looked like he had that ball forever, but in real time, it was bang bang. You can't if you have to, it's weird because there's not really a written dialogue about whether the review needs to be based off of frame by frame replay or if it needs to be based on a real time feel. That's something that I think the officiating in the NFL, they're going to have to take a dive into this offseason because that's happened multiple times this season about whether a play was, if it looks like this in slow-mo, but in real time it looks like this, completely different outcomes.
Right.
So we'll have to see.
So we can do a little round the horn here just because I want to hear y'all's opinion. But I think there's no debate now. Patrick Mahomes has had the greatest 6 seasons to ever start an NFL career. He has 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Super Bowl championships, 2 regular season MVPs. I don't think as of right now, even like not even Tom Brady has had a better start to their career. If Patrick Mahomes can keep this up, he absolutely will go down as the best of all time and the greatest of all time, in my opinion, because he's so dynamic with so much talent. Like, let's be real, Tom Brady was the greatest football player of all time. Maybe Jerry Rice, right? Like it's a 1-2 argument. There's an argument there. But if we talk about talent wise, Tom Brady wasn't the most talented quarterback, but he was just so good at getting the job done.
Like honestly, not even top like 20.
Yeah. And like Dan Marino had all the talent in the world, never won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is over here with all the talent and is getting the job done, winning Super Bowls, winning Super Bowl MVP, winning regular season MVP. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Patrick Mahomes' greatest start ever to a career.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you consider that first season, he didn't actually play. So technically, it's only 5 years.
Yeah.
He's got been to 5 AFC championships, been to 3 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Super Bowls. Like, that's 40% of his career. He's winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he did it this year without one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Well, with the worst receiving core. So
yeah, they realistically have 3 number 2s in the receiving core.
Yeah. So Joe, what do you think?
Yeah,
I can't disagree. I'm not a big fan of Patrick Mahomes, but
can't stand it.
Yeah, but I mean, numbers don't lie. The guy's doing something special. Him and Andy Reid out there in Kansas City, they're doing something special. And everyone's been talking about dynasty. Is it a dynasty? Is it the start to a dynasty? I definitely think it is. I think this is going to be an era. And Andy Reid is even talking about retirement, I believe, earlier this season. The question was getting thrown around. I don't think after winning the Super Bowl, knowing that you have a lot of people coming back, that you have the chance to go win another one or maybe even 2 more as the Chiefs head coach. Yeah. I don't think he's going anywhere. Patrick Mahomes is obviously there to stay. That whole squad, they're buzzing. They're going to be buzzing for another couple of years. I don't expect anything less than maybe 2 more Super Bowls in the next 3 years. Super Bowl appearances in the next 3 years.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, how about Andy Reid too? How about the turnaround in his career? I mean,
he was successful in Philly, to be honest.
Yeah, say turnaround, he still made it to his Super Bowl.
He was still successful, but everyone was saying before Patrick Mahomes got there, like Andy Reid, will he ever get it done in the big game? But Chu, what do you think? Patrick Mahomes' greatest start to a career ever?
Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, it's hard to argue with the numbers right now, especially with what he's done and the way he's played. Yeah, that's about it. There's not much. There's really not much of an argument.
His Choose Amazon cart have a Patrick Mahomes jersey in it.
Yeah, sure
no,
do.
and I'll send you my Amazon cart.
We're gonna need the proof of that.
Very
we're
easy
gonna
to
need we're gonna need recent purchases. We're gonna need a bank statement, account credit history.
Currently, my bank statement is
Scott.
56 cents.
Ooh.
So if you really want to see that one,
Hey guys, make sure you like, share, and comment on this video. We need to get monetized immediately. We need to get
yeah, help your boy out.
We'll set up a Venmo, a GoFundMe. So the other thing I wanted to talk about,
Kickstarter.
The other thing I want to talk about, and it was I'm taking this, I'm stealing this from the Coward Show. I'm borrowing it because I think it was a good question that he asked.
You're gonna give it back?
No. And I just think it was a good question that was posed. He said he was talking about earlier. He was talking about how he has 5 quarterbacks in the NFL that he would not take a phone call for, right? Like he wouldn't even answer the phone if they were calling about their quarterback. And his top 5 were obviously Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. I think he had Trevor Lawrence, and there was one other guy. Who's the other big guy of the Justin Herbert? He said he wouldn't take a call for Justin Herbert. And he said, I think I'm going to have to change that to 6, but I'm not sure. So he said, I think after that Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts is a guy you don't take a call for. I'm going to disagree with Colin Cowherd. I wouldn't sit on the fence about this. I'm not taking any calls for Jalen Hurts if I'm Philadelphia. He handles that atmosphere better than any quarterback could in the NFL, in my opinion. He's so level-headed. He doesn't get excitable. I don't know that if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles and anybody even thinks about calling for Jalen Hurts, I'm sending them straight to voicemail and blocking their number. In my opinion, Jalen Hurts is going absolutely nowhere. He is my franchise guy in Philly. He proved it after this game on Sunday. So, Dennis, Joe, Tommy, what do you think?
You said it. He's one of those guys. And honestly, switch, like I could see Herbie going somewhere. Like I'm taking calls for Herbie because you get a lot for him.
Yeah.
And you're obviously not going anywhere with him anytime soon. So I don't know. I'm not taking calls for Hurts. 3 touchdowns, 2-point conversion in the Super Bowl.
4 touchdowns, 4 total touchdowns.
Well, I'm talking about just rushing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like it's the biggest stage, and that was arguably like his best game he's ever played.
Yeah, I agree. And dude, he gets so much better every year. Like his improvement, just like Alabama to Oklahoma, from his first year in the NFL to his second year in the NFL, his third year in the NFL, he made it to a Super Bowl. Not everybody's Patrick Mahomes. Like Josh Allen still hasn't made a Super Bowl. So Jalen Hurts is proving me something. Joe, what do you think? You taking any calls for Jalen Hurts, or you send that bitch straight to voicemail?
No. Voicemail, blocking the number, like you said. And I also agree with Dennis about Herbert. Maybe take a call for him. But Hurts, like the Eagles fan base was not bought in on Hurts.
No.
When they drafted him, when he started, we all know, we've talked about it a handful of times on this podcast. The Eagles fan base was not about it.
We're very close to an Eagles fan. He couldn't stand Jalen Hurts.
It was not about it.
No, exactly. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, but why? There was nothing wrong. Yeah, maybe his arm talent wasn't as good. He proved his arm talent is good this season, and it's getting better progressively. Like you can see the exponential growth.
Yeah.
He's going to be there for a while. He's going to get his big money contract. He's going to be fun.
Absolutely deserved to, in my opinion. True, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm right with you guys. Absolutely not taking calls for Jalen Hurts. The Philly fan base is toxic. I think everybody knows that. It is probably one of the worst cities as a professional athlete to try to play in because of the fan base and how loyal they are to their teams. Last night, he definitely showed that he is the man for Philly. But one thing you noted, Joe, is his arm strength and that passing yardage definitely grew exponentially this year. But with that last Hail Mary, he definitely showed me that he's still hurt. That ball went 50 yards if it was lucky.
I think he slipped though. I think that's the consensus.
Yeah,
was it? Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. He slipped, and I still think his shoulder wasn't 100%, but he threw farther in that game.
So. Yeah, no, he threw for one heck of a game. But yeah, no, absolutely not taking calls for Jalen Hurts right now.
Yeah.
Well, the run threat's just so dynamic.
Yeah. He's so good at controlling the clock. The Eagles play totally different football when Jalen Hurts is healthy. I love Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is, in my opinion, a starting caliber quarterback.
He's a starting quarterback.
He's a starting quarterback in the NFL, but I don't think that he's capable of doing what Jalen. I don't think a lot of guys are capable of doing what Jalen Hurts does.
No,
So,
you got probably like 3 or 4 guys, like if that.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts over Lamar Jackson.
I am too.
Oh yeah,
100%. So we're gonna have to start disagreeing on this channel just for the sake of it.
Yeah, we're this is a bad.
Nice.
This is not our best.
We're two guys, but
Our most rowdy.
I mean, I know what I can get riled up real quick if you guys want to get into it. I'm taking Jalen Hurts over Joe Burrow right now too.
You're high.
Just saying.
You're literally
Just saying,
medicine
look at
taking for your sore throat.
Joe Burrow throws 2 picks in the AFC Championship game. I mean,
What'd you have poking the back of your throat anyway?
I'm just saying, man. I think it was. I don't remember. No, so one thing I want to talk about on the next podcast for you guys that if you want to check in, stop by, we're going to talk about the Eagles running the NFC moving forward. I think that's going to be a good topic to jump on. But I want to move on because there was something else that really, really exciting that happened in Arizona again this weekend as well. We talked about it a little bit on Thursday. Waste management. I will be the first to admit I was not feeling great. I did not turn on the TV. I laid in bed all day Sunday, so I did not watch it. But these guys did, so I'm going to let them take it away.
Well, this one touches the heart for everyone. The best tournament. It was the best show on grass. Is that what they call it, or something like that?
Best show on grass.
yep.
Hole 16 was not buzzing as much as I thought it was going to on Sunday. Now on Saturday, place was a riot, an absolute riot. The booze, the beer flying. What do you do? Birdie. Every time there was a long birdie putt, they had the cleanup crew in there. And the problem was with CBS, the Golf Channel, and ESPN Plus, they didn't show or have the mics in the right places on 16.
Yeah.
And this is my biggest gripe because, I'm going through social media and everything, Instagram, whatever, and you hear the roars and you see the beer flying. And then on the TV, it's like maybe like 1 or 2 cups you see, and they don't show the actual like open seating section where the people are getting real rowdy. I didn't get it, but anywho, let's dive into let's just first off, Scottie Scheffler, back-to-back waste management champion, 2 years in a row.
You're talking about him?
Him in the spring at least. This is his 5th major or his 5th tour win since first win since the Masters last year. He kind of took the lead on Thursday, second round, or Friday's second round, and he held it. He did what needed to be done.
A league above everyone else on Friday. On a different level.
And even on Sunday, he played exceptionally well.
He played how he needed to play to win.
Exactly. 65 on Sunday. Great job. When you had, Nick Taylor chasing you down all day, also shooting a 65. But Nick Taylor had a lot of chances to catch Scheffler coming down that back stretch. He'd put the ball in the right spot, miss his birdie putt. He missed a couple short putts towards the end there. And then John Rahm, what'd you say?
I was good.
I was saying John Rahm in that grouping on Sunday as well. He didn't play too great. I mean, he shot a 68, but he had a chance to kind of come up at it. He had a decently good, third place in one of the biggest tournaments of the year. Can't complain too much, but he was kind of talking about how he should be world number 1 and not Rory before this. And now the world number 1 is Scottie Scheffler. So he's going to be on a tear coming forward. Some notables, JT coming in 4th. He jumped up.
I want to talk about his game Friday and set like the start to the round on Saturday.
Real quick, where did Rory finish?
Oh,
hold up.
hold on. I'm looking up
because I was looking at. I can't even find him within the top 30. So
he was top 30.
Was he? There he is. He was 32nd. He was tied for 32nd.
Yeah.
So,
but
he did not have a good week at all.
Finished 4 under.
Really didn't play that well.
I can play 4 under.
JT didn't play that well on Thursday. Came out Friday, lit it up, and started out. He was about to go 3 under through 4 on Saturday morning. It was electric atmosphere in my house because he had basically what I would have considered, not for me, obviously, but for him, a gimme putt for birdie on 4. And he just missed it by an inch. And it was disappointing.
Yeah,
But I think
it's
if he
tough to
makes
watch.
that, it compounds, and who knows? Like, you know what I mean?
Chewy, what do you think? How are you feeling about Waste Management? Justin Thomas.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Scottie Scheffler. 19 under, like that they were saying, the best score in golf is, trying to be 18 under, you're 1 under for every hole. He beat that. Congratulations to him. Big notables for me, other than Scheffler winning it and defending his title. JT, which the other two covered. Way to turn it up, especially on Sunday too. Came out of nowhere. And then for me, Jason Day, welcome back. Like his back, everything with his mom, his back was absolutely destroyed. To be to what, place 5th, 6th, somewhere in there.
He was 5th.
Way
He
to
placed
go.
5th.
Way to go. I love seeing him back. Hopefully he can be a good contender here coming up. And then I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and look forward to next week where we get to see the big cat.
I was going to bring that up. You took it away from me. El Tigre is back at his own tournament, the one he hosts. And if I'm not mistaken, is this the same tournament in which he was around, but setting stuff up, whatever, where he got in that car accident a couple years ago? Is this the same tournament?
I think you're right.
I think it is, because he was driving a Genesis when it happened.
So fill me in, Joe, Thomas, Denny boy. What are we expecting from Tiger realistically in this upcoming tournament? I mean, we can still talk about Waste Management, but I'm just curious. Do we think Tiger's actually going to come out and perform?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
No. How do you look in that? Didn't he do that father-son tournament?
Mm-hmm. They played pretty well. He was limping around because he still had that issue with his foot.
Yeah.
But I think they played pretty well. Charlie was really carrying him on his back, though.
Yeah.
I think I expect a decent day out of Tiger on Thursday. I don't expect a decent day on Friday. It's hard to tell. Tiger always said that, if he didn't feel like he could compete and win, that he was not going to actually, sign up to go. So clearly he thinks he's ready. But I'm interested to see what actually happens.
You can't tell me Tiger wasn't sitting on his couch Thursday afternoon watching Phoenix Open saying, damn, I want to get back out there. I'm going to play next weekend. And then announced it, what was it, Friday morning or Thursday night or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
You can't tell me that's not what went through his mind. He's like, I need to get back out there. But before we move on too far, I want to talk about Ricky Fowler's hole-in-one on the 7th hole. Ricky,
what are you doing? It didn't have it on 16.
Training it on 7. Why not 16 on Sunday? Ugh.
Well, then didn't Fleetwood have one too on Friday? He had one on like 12, sure. I think.
He could have, yeah. But I was just like, ugh.
Put it in at 16, man.
Another notable I do want to talk about was Jordan Spieth.
He placed what?
He was tied for 6th at 11 under. He had that 63 on his second round.
Mm-hmm. Was that the overall low for this?
Posting, I'm not. It could have been.
It looks like it would have. It looks like it's the overall low round.
It was, I believe. After that, I thought
63 is insane.
Spieth's coming for. We're gonna have Scottie and Spieth in the final pairing on Sunday. Some Texas boys going at it, but unfortunately, the putter cooled way off after that second round. He could not make a putt.
He had too many beers in the clubhouse between rounds. Remember, he finished up that morning and teed off like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
I saw some things on TikTok about Jordan Spieth falling apart. So
it was tough. It was tough to watch.
Yeah. So Scottie is number 1 in the world right now.
Yes.
So
he had a hot spring last year. He, won 4 tournaments before, up into the Masters, including the Masters. And then he hasn't won since. And then here he is starting it off again at the Waste Management.
Yeah. Dude, I would give anything to be able to play golf professionally. $3.6 million he took home for his winning purse. to go out
That's
and play
something else to
golf.
bring up. This is the first year this was a designated event. So the first one up.
Yeah. So hey, good for Scottie. That's awesome. So NFL is over. Golf is gonna be important to us. NASCAR. Also, I want to hear what's going on, guys. Someone fill me in. What's the next big race I need to be looking out for?
We got
big
Talladega
race.
coming up.
Daytona.
Or
Daytona.
Jeez.
Talladega Nights, baby.
I'm howling.
If you ain't first, you're last, bud.
Daytona.
Hey, at least we'll have some passing coming up.
Yeah.
So, what's the deal with Daytona, Joe? Break it down for me, or Dennis.
I'm just going to let Dennis kind of help me out with this one.
Dennis, fill me in, fill the viewers in about people who might not watch a ton of NASCAR. Why should we watch Daytona?
If you love beer, women, in America, you should watch Daytona 500. That's all I really got to say about it. Can I get an amen, brothers?
Amen.
No, it's going to be a good race. No practice, which I know some of the owners, specifically my boy Denny, is a little upset about.
But you got the duels.
You got the duels, but there's no true practice. You know what I mean?
And why is that?
And I think it's Toyota's year. I got Toyotas going 1 through 5 in this one. Yeah.
I don't even
Who's
know
in
why. I
the,
know that's a little absurd, but
Who's in that? Is it in the 500 that was it Travis? What's his face is in the 2311 car, the third 2311 car.
Oh, Travis Pastrana?
Is he racing in the Daytona? Is that what this is?
It's either this or it's Indy.
No, I think it's here.
this.
Hold on, I'll send it to you guys.
So 2311, Denny Hamlin's ownership is the owner of, and he also races for Joe Gibbs Racing,
Co-owner
of
Joe
with
Gibbs.
Michael Jordan, which is a big deal. They got a third car this year that's going to be kind of like a floater car. I think Kurt might try to race in that car at some point this season once he clears. That's what he wants to do, I believe. But
Daytona's
gonna be interesting.
Daytona's a fast track, right? Like it's
Yes.
so fast. It's easy. Like it's just a circle, right? Semicircle, whatever they call it.
The triangle.
It's actually a triangle, Corbin.
You know what I meant. I don't even know what I meant. I'll be honest.
Yes, it is
I'm
not
just
a
saying.
road course. It is they turn left a lot.
Okay.
But it's they're 2 inches from each other when they're turning left at 200 miles
I'm
an
saying
hour.
it's an exciting one because it's so fast, it's so close, right? Like it's not a
Yeah.
It's a super speedway, Corbin.
So super speed.
Super speedways is where they race very fast and very close. The draft is a big issue.
So are we gonna see some like knockouts, like you know what I'm talking about? Like
the big one?
Spin outs,
The big one.
Yeah, we could.
So
The big one, probably the big
We will.
2.
It'll take out the whole field, have another call,
Hopefully it's Logano and Keselowski again.
Hey,
hopefully that they fix a lot of the safety issues in the next gen car this
Yeah.
year,
They
because
did.
that was a big concern.
They did.
What's going on with the next gen? I've not even heard anything about it. There's something wrong with the next gen
Well,
cars?
last year was the first year of the next gen car. What is this? The 7th gen? Is that what it is? So I guess it's not next gen anymore. It's the 7th gen.
Do they really look that different though? I mean, is there any like
Yes.
big changes?
Yeah, they're
A lot of big changes. This is one of the biggest changes years of ever, or last year was. But they had us a lot of safety concerns. This is what caused a lot of injuries concerning Kurt Busch, especially with his concussion.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the drivers were complaining. Tire issues. The new wheel tire combos were issues. The lug nut issue. Wheels falling off. Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
A lot of safety concerns. They had a lot of tweaks to work out that they didn't work out in pre-development that they should have. I think they might have fixed a lot of it this year. We have to hope and see.
Yeah. I don't know much
This will
about
be
that.
the test. This is where we'll find out. I mean,
Yeah.
The engines are going to be under stress. The tires are going to be under stress. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll get into it more. I'm going to do some more research too, so I know what I'm talking about. But
Go ahead. It's good that you're asking your questions.
Yeah, I'm coming from a perspective of maybe someone's watching this podcast. They don't really know a whole lot about NASCAR, you know. So like, what was the difference between 6th and 7th gen that was like a big change? You would say, like, why would they change in the first place? Is it to make the cars faster? Is it to make them like more stable at high speed? Like, what's the why do they?
Yep.
So
more balance for road courses was like, I'd say probably the main
it was
motivation for them, because they went to how many road courses was there last year? Like
A
7.
lot. But they made the car symmetrical.
Yeah,
It used to be set up to turn left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had to try and figure out how to drive that on a road course.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. So
Now it's more symmetrical. They changed transmission,
more agile.
which
It's
caused
now a sequential transmission.
some issues.
It did. Yes, it did. A lot of transactional issues.
Yeah.
And they went to an independent rear suspension for the road courses mainly. That was causing a lot of issues as well. And probably the biggest notable change that you notice watching the race is they went from 5 lugs on the wheel to one big center lug.
Yeah. I did hear about that. I knew that was a thing because you guys had talked about that before. But yeah, and just for everybody out there watching, Joe is actually a mechanic, so he knows a lot about what goes on when these changes, I'm sure. Chew, did you?
I'm kind of an idiot.
So choose an F1 guy, I think. Aren't
Yeah.
you, Chewy?
That definitely a little more of an F1 guy. But no, I love my NASCAR. I love my racing.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, tune in with us. Oh man, tune in with us next time. We're gonna be talking about NASCAR, NBA, golf, everything you could want out of the spring. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you stop by with us next time. Thanks for stopping by with us this time. Peace.